Hi guys, my name is Jem Thompson and I'm from Brisbane, Australia, and I wanted to share with you some of my experience with applying Dr. Joe's work for self-healing. In August of 2009, I sustained an injury to my C1 facet joint, which is this top joint here at the base of your neck, and I literally went from having a range of movement like this to literally just being able to move my neck like that. And shortly after sustaining that injury, I felt an overwhelming amount of pain throughout my entire body, and it really affected my joints, mainly my wrists, my hands, my knees, my lower back and my hips. And I was someone who was fairly active, and all of a sudden I often went to the gym and I couldn't squat past 45 degrees, I couldn't even lift a dumbbell, could barely squeeze anything with my hands. And eventually I ended up at a rheumatologist's office, and I remember the day clearly. I was sitting there, and as he delivered the diagnosis to me, I just literally burst into tears. He told me I had immune-related arthritis and that it was chronic and that it was going to be forever. And I just thought to myself, how am I going to live in this body of pain? I just was so overwhelmed. And in addition to that, I was someone who didn't believe in in taking medication. I was into health and fitness, and so having to take anti-inflammatories and cortisol and every other gamut of medication I've been on, it's just, it was something that I have always wanted to get off. And so I went down this journey of different treatment protocols with the rheumatologist, and in addition to that, trying other avenues like chiropractic, physio, hypnosis, spiritual healing, acupuncture. And eventually over time some of the pain was reduced, with the anti-inflammatories in my hands and my wrists, but it really never left my my lower back and my hips. And so fast forward a number of years, earlier this year I had listened to Dr. Joe, who was a guest speaker on a podcast, and he was talking about how we as humans often think about the worst possible case scenario that could happen in our lives, and that becomes a reality. And what if we focused on the best possible outcome for our life? How would that look? And a few of the other things he was talking about really struck a chord with me, and I saw then that he was coming to Australia, and I thought, yes, I'm going to sign up and do the progressive and the advanced workshop. I'm someone who, I've never really meditated before. I've done yoga classes, but never really known how to breathe or do meditation the way that Dr. Joe teaches it. And we did some meditations at the progressive, and I experienced the way Dr. Joe teaches it. I experienced a few funny things happening to my body, like a bit of twitching, and it just doesn't hurt or anything. It's just unusual for it to happen. And so I got home from Melbourne, and on the Monday night I did a meditation on my own. It probably went for about an hour, 40 minutes, I think, all up, and I just really went to town with the breathing, just brought it up, did 2 lots of breathing tracks together. And after the meditation I went to take a shower, and I was looking in the mirror, and I could see this red line right down my torso on the outer part of my skin, as if I could see where the energy had travelled up. Almost like a heat rash, if I could describe it like that, in a perfect line just down my body. And I was lying in bed, and all of a sudden I could feel my hands tingling, my legs, my limbs, my whole body. It was just like not like you're being electrocuted, but just like static electricity, but in a very soft form. It didn't hurt at all. Sort of like something when you pick something out of the dryer and it zaps you, but it didn't hurt as much as that. But it felt unusual, and at first I was a little bit worried, but I just went with the flow, let it happen. I didn't try to consciously stop it. And then all of a sudden I just felt this warmth. Go up my torso, and I went to sleep. And I woke up the next morning, and usually the mornings are the worst, getting out of bed with my back and my hips. And I sat up, and for the first time in a long time, my pain was not as severe as it normally is. And I knew then that I was onto something, that this worked. And I was so excited to continue the work this week at the advanced workshop. We did some amazing meditations, and learning how to bless your energy centers, and it was such a beautiful experience, and you can probably tell that. Sorry. And in addition to that, Dr. Joe was teaching some really cutting edge concepts about meditation and how far you can actually take it, and just that opened up another world of possibility for me as well. And so yeah, I just feel like my body is healing, and every opportunity I got, I've been doing meditations on my own daily, and it's something I'm going to continue to practice daily and build it into my routine, because I know it works. And so if you're watching this right now and you feel like that your condition defines you, that you feel like there's no way out, that you've tried everything and you don't know where else to go, it's no coincidence that you and I are having this conversation right now. And if you take what Dr. Joe applies, if you learn the science, you take what he teaches and you emotionalize that and intellectualize that and tap into yourself, there is no doubt you will experience a shift in your belief, and it will just open up your world to a new possibility and a new future. And so with that message, I just want you to have faith, have trust, and just go with it.